Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your latest football transfer news at the start of another week. We've got lots to get into, big prices to pay for Arsenal on Madueke and on Gyökeres. We've also got what went wrong with Sesko. I still think that's very interesting because he ain't going to be signing for Arsenal, is he? Also a few bits around Chelsea and some sort of breaking news coming out that Luiz Diaz of Liverpool has agreed personal terms with Bayern. Is that a deal that's going to happen? It seems to be on and off a saga for the transfer window this summer. So we'll talk about that as well. But let's start off with Arsenal. And first of all, just to have a little bit of interest, Gyökeres to Arsenal obviously broke yesterday. We haven't got here we go yet. We haven't got official yet, but I think we're all expecting that at some point today or tomorrow. But it was always neck and neck for Sesko and Gyökeres. So why was it that Arsenal's two-year pursuit of Sesko? I mean, it was 2 years ago it started. Arteta was very disappointed he didn't get him in January. Why did that not happen? What made them pivot towards Gyökeres? Because at times it felt like it would be Sesko. Well, I think Sky Germany have absolutely nailed the truth here. Although Arsenal were very interested in Sesko, Leipzig's refusal to lower the €100 million price tag has fundamentally cost Sesko his opportunity to come to Arsenal. And you do worry, like a lot of people have said on social media, whether he's going to be getting linked to West Ham for the rest of his career now, because where does Sesko go next? I mean, look, maybe in a year's time he could be heading to Barcelona, who knows? But the Arsenal opportunity is gone. And fair play, having a director of football that's lined up two deals, and Gyökeres is apparently going for about £56 million. I think he's going to be a great signing for Arsenal. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But they're also ready to spend big on Madueke. I still do not understand this deal, but it looks like it's going to happen unless Arsenal are doing what they did with Gyökeres and Sesko, and they're lining up two at the same time so they can pivot to another one. But Madueke is going to be a lot cheaper than someone like Rodrigo. So maybe they're going for the cheaper options. And maybe Madueke will be an Arsenal player very, very soon. It certainly looks like that, having agreed personal terms over the weekend. The Telegraph are saying that Chelsea are expecting offers of more than £50 million for 23-year-old England international Madueke, who has already agreed terms with Arsenal over a move. So they paid about £28 million for him, Chelsea. So double your money. They're fantastic. Chelsea are absolutely fantastic in relation to how they resolve transfers. They're so good at it. I mean, I was reading something this morning about Chelsea in the Times where they're looking to raise, I think it's 60 million in sales to be able to register their new players for the Champions League. And they'll do it. They'll do it. People will come in and buy from Chelsea in the Premier League as well. But £50 million for Madueke, I mean, great deal for Chelsea. That's all I'm going to say. Not a bad player, but £50 million. I just to Chelsea as well. I mean, do Arsenal not realise that Chelsea are coming for them? Like, you are literally, again, giving them money, a lot of money, to help them get better. You did it with Havertz as well. I just don't agree with it. But look, it's not my money, it's not my club, and fair play to Chelsea. And maybe Madueke would be a brilliant signing for Arsenal, but it seems a lot of money, and you're helping out a rival, which is always a little bit strange. So watch out for that. Zubimendi got announced, actually, didn't he? I think Zubimendi got announced yesterday. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. Very excited to see what he's going to be all about. But Arsenal certainly going to have some new signings in for that interesting start to the season, which starts at Old Trafford, funnily enough. Let's talk about Liverpool momentarily. I don't think we're going to have much going on with Liverpool in relation to signings. They are going to be dealing with the horrific events of last week for a considerable period of time. But that doesn't mean that the transfer window will stop and stories will continue. It came out this morning. I'll tell you where I read it. It was actually on an aggregate account for Barcelona because they've been linked to him. I think it was Barca Times. Also, I can see it here, Barca Extra as well. Luiz Diaz has reportedly reached an agreement on personal terms with Bayern Munich. This is coming in from Christian Falk, who is a German journalist, and also Altobelli, who is with Sport Build as well. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not comfortable myself talking about Liverpool transfers at the moment because of what's happened, but football will move on, has to move on. And Luis Diaz was being linked with moves away from Liverpool before what happened last week, and you just don't know whether the passing of Jota is going to impact what Liverpool don't and do want to do. We have heard that Liverpool don't want to do a deal, and it's a very, well, it would be a very strange situation, putting it mildly, if Luis Diaz was pushing for a move out of Liverpool at this moment in time. So, look, Liverpool may well have been planning to move Luis Diaz on, and they might have plans to bring other players in. But where Liverpool Football Club are at the moment, it just feels very, very strange to even be thinking about it. But I would imagine that after a period of time, you've got to start getting yourself back, because Liverpool football has to carry on. Liverpool Football Club has to carry on. I'm old enough to remember in 89, after Hillsborough, I don't know what the gap was between that and playing games. But they played an FA Cup final, didn't they? And they beat Everton a month later. So football will move on. It won't forget, but it will move on. And Liverpool might have a conversation with Luis Diaz, and he might say, look, I actually want the move. And Liverpool might say, I want to move. But I don't see it happening. I would have thought that now more than ever, there will be a unity and a desire to go out there and carry on and carry on winning. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what. For me, I suppose it's for Liverpool Football Club and Liverpool fans to pass judgment on, really, when they're ready. And I'm sure we'll get some in the comments here. But I think from a Liverpool point of view that they, unless they were planning on doing this, you wouldn't want to be doing this, would you? Because you're going to need players like that, of that quality, for the coming season. But Bayern Munich, apparently, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's still a very, very, very sensitive and fresh, shocking, devastating thing that happened last week. And the football world will move on, and it does feel wrong to be talking about transfers like this. But the season is going to be upon us very soon, and if the move's going to happen, it's going to happen. But I suppose we'll watch and see. And be interested to see what some Liverpool fans actually think about selling Diaz, and what you would need to be bringing replacements in, wouldn't you? It would certainly weaken that Liverpool left-hand side if they didn't have Diaz. I mean, who would play on the left-hand side? I know they've been linked to Anthony Gordon and others in the past. But look, we are effectively back pre-season this week for a lot of clubs, and I think that we should therefore start to see more business. I felt like last week was a bit. Arsenal certainly seemed to be moving through. Club World Cup still going on for Chelsea, but they've been doing business anyway. Man City, I think, are going to have a bit of a break now. But there are still a lot of clubs like Newcastle, Aston Villa, Tottenham. Tottenham obviously still in for Kudus, as we know, that I would expect to start doing some stuff, because what I'm looking at in relation to the Premier League at the moment is Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City have been very active. The top four race was quite interesting, certainly from fourth down. But at the moment, I would say nailed on, the top four of last year look stronger than this year. The top four of last year look stronger. I would be handing out top four to those straight away at the moment. I haven't seen anything from anybody that makes me think, ooh, they're going to challenge Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal or Man City. So I think we need to see some activity from others. Anyway, get your comments in. What are your thoughts on Madueke and the price? Luis Diaz potentially leaving Liverpool. Will that happen? Do you think it should happen? And also Sesko. I've got to say, I feel a bit bad for Sesko, but he's not the first player to get priced out by his club, and there was a cheaper option there, and some would say a better option in Gyökeres as well. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. I'll speak to you on the next one.